The raccoon thing is hilarious because it's going to be an issue for everybody. We worked I lost so many like hours of my life thinking about raccoons. It's just like I just don't get it. I just like now looking back on it, it's just like how many meetings have we had about raccoons? Honestly, it wasn't bad because for our guests we were saying this will happen to you unless you use the food box, right? Like so it's just like and then when guests report back like I had a raccoon visit my tent, I'd be like and they're like, "Well, we forgot about this." I'm like, "Come on, I'm the one who told you at check-in. Like this is gonna happen to you. I was being full. And when you kind of make it like this thing, it's like this educational moment about like you're in the outdoors. If you're like camping and not glamping, you'd have to be really smart with your food. So yeah, the raccoon thing definitely happened for sure. But we did everything we could.
The best strategy I've seen for dealing with on the surface kind of bad things, like most people, if you ask them, do you want to stare down a raccoon? They say no. Or do you want to be in the middle of a thunderstorm? They'd say no. I think it's Irene Wood at the Fields of Michigan. I apologize if I'm wrong on this, but I think they have like badges that you earn. So if you're staying at their site and you survive a thunderstorm or you survive a critter getting in your tent, you get a specific badge and you build up this patch of badges, almost like you're in the scouts. And one, it's kind of a way of fronting up to the shit that does come with glamping. And two, it's obviously encourages get like repeat bookings because people want to complete the whole sleeve. So I think that's the best way of dealing with it I've seen.
We were gonna do little raccoon plushies, right? Where it's like
Yeah.
little like if you got visited from a raccoon you get like the safe version that's not as scary as what happened to you the night before, so that was going to be like our little like here's a better raccoon than what you experienced. But I'm a proponent of the badge thing. I think it's brilliant. I honestly think people should just walk around with like a red, yellow, and green like pin. Just in general, society would be way less aggressive. And if it's just like on red, you just don't talk to that person that day. It's just like you only can talk to yellow and green. I just think it's just like non-verbal cues are helpful. So yeah, I'm into the forward thinking of that badge and honor system.
I've just moved from an apartment block, and there was a guy who used to sit in the lobby every single evening and try and stop everyone that walked past them. And I don't like talking to random people, so I wish I had the red badge every night.
I like the badges, and I'm not a fan of raccoons. Don't like those critters. My first time solo camping, one literally scratched into my tent to get some food that I left in there. So that was me being an idiot. But yeah,
Well,
oh,
I'm planning a solo camping trip in the next few weeks, so thanks for that, Connor.
and good, yeah. Don't keep food in your tent. Did I
No.
tell you that I stayed at a glamping site in Arizona of all places, and we found out that a month after me and my teammate Luke stayed there, a bear shredded into the tent, and they had to like replace the tent, and they've like kind of changed but right like crazy stuff can happen. And I realized after we'd left that I had had food in my bag, like staying in
Yeah.
that tent again, right? I consider myself an outdoorsy guy and I forget all the time. So it's going to happen.
Guys, thinking
Yeah. Well,
about
we're gonna have.
thunderstorm, I'm moving stations real quick to the viewers and listeners. I am about to get one of those famous Santa Fe afternoon monsoons. So let me just pivot for once.
Well, speaking of bears, we're gonna have to deal with bears at Sky Ridge at the first posh outdoors location. We're literally in a bear corridor, so we've got one person that's going to be on site at all times just to kind of reassure the guests and obviously be trained in bear safety and all that. And we're going to have to educate them, but it's kind of it's the beauty of glamping. You're out in the wild, you kind of have to deal with those things, right?
Yeah. And that's one of the big reasons why I used to be in team canvas and I love that, but I'm kind of moved to hard sided units because, a bear's probably not going to get into your cabin.